Hello and welcome to my channel, and today I've got a mini post review and also a dekitting session because I have finished this one. And I don't usually do post reviews, but this painting was an absolute joy to work on. It was just so much fun, and it's got bling and I added extra bling, and yeah, so we're going to take a look at that. This painting is called, I think, maybe just Christmas Reindeer. I've got my washi tape over it so I can't see, and it's by Thaneeya and it is from Diamond Art Studios. So I did this for Diamond Art Studios April events, which is called Purple Showers, and it basically required a new start. And I wanted to do, I know it sounds silly, but I wanted this picture for Christmas. And I know if I waited until Christmas, I always run out of time to do a lot of diamond painting. So I thought, if I want it for Christmas, I need to do it when it's not Christmas. And that's what I've done. Now, I cannot overstate the sparkle on this painting. Yeah, so they have lots of charted ABs. So this kit comes with two ABs, and one is the blue that is in the snowflakes, and the other one is the green, which there's a little bit of green like in his antlers and in these Christmas lights and around the bauble, like little bits here. But I also added, I had some white ABs that were really pale. They were pale pink, almost blush pink. So I've been putting everywhere that around here that was charted with 3865, I changed it to AB 5200. And then in this bottom area, which was 3865, it's like a line that goes across here, like the background, which I'm assuming is snow. It is now, because I put sugar dust from Forever Young. I used dust drills for all of the white. So where the snowflakes are down here, some of it is ABs and some of it around the edge is dust. And then the only other things I added was I had some dust drills just around here, like that. At the outline of these jingle bells, the pink is also fairy dust. And then I've got a pale pink which appeared in some of these snowflakes in the middle bits. They are now ABs as well. And then I had one that was like kind of pink, almost lavender, and that only really appeared around here. I'm not sure why it was only in the one place, but that's where I put it. It is so sparkly, but it never shows up on camera. But I have a plan, because I've just occurred to me, because I film beside the window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the curtains so that I've only got the overhead, my overhead light on, and I'm going to take off the diffuser as well. And I'm hoping, because you can always see the sparkles so much at night and never in the day. So I'm going to try that. So I've never tried it before. We're going to find out together if it works. So let's give it a go. All right, let's see if it sparkles. I think it. Oh, there we go. Look, you can see the sparkles. You can definitely see it better now. So yeah, this is just like one of them ones that's like, it's so good when you just walk into a room and like this whole background is just shimmery. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So hopefully, I mean, I've got to say, honestly, even though I can see it on camera, it still doesn't feel quite as sparkly as it is in real life. Nothing does it justice. Look at that, it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Right, let me just go back to normal and we will carry on with the drills. Right, so these are the drills, and I will just quickly go through, like, I did not run out of anything. I had spares, and I had no, that's an empty bottle. I had these many spares of the ABs, and these many spares of the ABs. I don't think there was any that I got really super low on. If I did get low, it's because there wasn't that many drills in the first place. Obviously, I've got tons of 3865 left, because that was the main one that I replaced. So that will be going into my spare storage. I might have to get a special bag for that, because there's a lot. But yeah. Oh, and trash. I know these things interest you as well. So this is how much trash I had. So the painting was a 40 by 40. I've got like a bit over half a pot. It's more than half, but less than 3/4, which you might think that's quite a lot of trash. But let me tell you, Diamond Art Studio, it's my one and only bugbear with their kits, is they are prone a little bit to trash. But I know they did try to address the trash situation. So while this might look a lot to some people, this is actually pretty good. I've had kits, obviously slightly bigger, but like a pot and a half of trash. So to have this much for a 40 by 40, it's actually pretty decent. I do hope that they will continue to work on the quality of their quality control. That made sense. But yeah, so you know, it is what it is, and there are lots of spare drills left, so it's okay. As long as they supply enough drills, that's all that matters. Well, it's not all that matters, but you know what I mean. In a perfect world, I prefer no trash. You can never really properly relax while you're doing it. You're always looking for the trash, the nubbles. Anyway, this is the sticker. And just to say, these are the extras that I added. I added that. So 211, that's the fairy dust that fake fairy dust from AliExpress that I bought to do Petra. I've got 2 here that I didn't use, which was black crystal and a blush crystal. I have a love-hate with crystals, so yeah, I never ended up using them. So added 2 ABs, 3 ABs, and 1 dust. 2 dust. Hang on, I lied. 2 dust, because that was the white. They call it sugar dust from Forever Young. If you've not seen, I've got an unboxing of. I bought their full set of dust drills, and I have done an unboxing video of, if you're curious to look at these, but it's 12 different sugar dusts, and they're resin, and they're really nice because they're in a variety of colours, and the bottles were not bad price. But if you bought the whole set, then it was so cheap. It was cheaper than AliExpress, which is saying something, and they do sell direct on AliExpress as well. So I bought these direct from their website. So yeah, check those out. Highly recommend so far. But let's get these out of the way, because I will not be dekitting those here. And I will move all this, and we will start with I'll keep this as a backdrop, shall I? And then we've got something pretty to look at. So yeah, let me just make some space. All right, so if you've seen in the past, I did do a spare drill storage kit, which incidentally I hate. This comes off, by the way. I don't hate the bags, because I've got this in the CADDY, which, you know, sections it off, so it stops them slipping down so much. It's not that I dislike. I've realised now that I've got bags, I do not like the bag system. I think what I'm going to be doing in the future, because I'm doing this 26 for 26 challenge, I think what I'm going to do is I'll buy some storage that I can use for that challenge, and then once the storage is done, I'm going to get rid of all these bags, and I'm going to put them into, I think I'm going to go for pots, probably pots or the trays, something that's not bags. I know a lot of people get on with them. I do not. I can't be doing with all that, you know, or the filing system. I prefer to just look at things and see it in a number. Like, I guess what I like is just being able to see all the numbers at once, as opposed to just having to flick through all the time. Anyway, I digress. So these are my sticker sheets. If you've not seen these, I made a whole set of DMC sticker sheets. I researched to find out there was a couple of old archived ones that were removed from the standard sets that go around. I've also added in all of Diamond Art Club's colours that I knew at the time anyway, and that is available on my Ko-fi store for free, so you can download those. Even if you don't want to use them as stickers, you might want to download a set and compare it to your own storage system to find out which numbers are no longer used, because there was a couple. So yeah, I've got them, and then I've got some bags here, and then because I have to be difficult, because I can't do anything in the normal way. Most people will just, like, you know, dekit, and if you think this doesn't look like a whole lot of bags, it's because you're right, and that's because mostly, let me just move them for a second. What I do is I am doing a giant cross stitch conversion. This is just one of the packs. I'll keep them in the little pill top pots, and yeah, this has over 200 colours in this painting, and it's a cross stitch conversion, so I'm just doing it with as many spare drills as possible. So I dekit into these, and then so the only colours that are in here are the ones that not used in the painting. So yeah, I think what I'll do, it would make sense to go through the ones that are in my painting first of all. So let's move that. Right, put them there, put them there. I don't want that there because the window's there and it causes a shadow and it annoys me. Right, so yeah, in case you haven't realised anyway, I really enjoyed this painting. Like, I loved this painting. It brought me so much joy. And if you're somebody who enjoys like that sort of bright colours and just cheerful, like for funsies, I highly recommend this painting. I will leave a link to it below in the description. Last time I looked, it was still in stock. So if you want to do it for Christmas in July, or just Christmas if you're watching in the future, then yeah, hopefully you can lay your hands on it. And I do also have, half the time I forget to say this, I do have a discount code for you down in the description below as well. It's Pebblez10, and that will give you a 10% discount off of all of Diamond Art Studios kits. So not putty and trays, but any of their kits, 10% off. Right, I do not need that piece of paper. I do not need to buy soon. I should throw that away. Right, so let's see what I've got here. Right, well, we can make this easier because I keep my special drills somewhere else. So yeah, I will not be doing special drills at the moment. So the 3865, oh, this is not going far. I need a big bag for them. So I will also put them to one side to handle separately off camera. Right, so it's 3857. 3857 is not in this kit. So that's easy. 3853 is, and there is space in that pot, so I can pour this straight in. So how are you all? I hope you are well. I hope, oh, static, get out. I hope that if things are not going great for you, if things are not going great, why? He did not want to leave. He liked his pot. Right, I'll try this again. How are you all? First things first. And right, pull that off. And if things are not going well for you, this is what I was trying to say. If things are not going well for you, I hope they improve for you soon. And I hope that this little video and me causing bedlam and making a meal out of the most simple things, I hope that provides you with some distraction from the chaos of your own life. Right. We have 3825. Do we have 3825 in this kit? We do not. So that goes there. 3823. That is not in. 3801 is in this kit. But yeah, it's I last week, if you saw my kitting up video of A Little Magic, which is a Diamond Art Club kit, it's the one with the sort of the lioness lid. Look at all them stuck on there. Nearly missed them. And I said in that I might do a whip and chat, because I didn't. It's today. It's July the 1st. I'm filming this, so I want to. Right, sticker off. Sticker off. I want to work on Elsa, Queen of the North, because I treat her as a Christmas in July kit. 3799. Can I fit that in? I reckon I can, because there's not many in here. So because I'm doing this 26 for 26 challenge, I should probably do this over here, shouldn't I? And that way, if I drop any, I don't have to get them out of all the gaps. How odd! I didn't feel like there was a lot of static in this while I was working on it, and it seems to have come after the fact. It's probably the weather, and wacky weather, heat waves and not heat waves, and then there's going to be another heat wave. It's just like, yeah. But it's a bit humid today, so it's probably that. But what was I going to say? Oh my god, I get so easily distracted. Let me think. Right, yeah. So that was it. I was saying that because of 3761, not because of 3761, 3761. Because of 26 for 26, and because I wanted to do my Elsa painting for that challenge, as well as I treat as a Christmas in July. And will this actually fit? I might have gone overboard with this. No, I can fit this. I just have to persuade it to shut. Wow, that's full. Can you see? I have gone wild. What is wrong with me? I can make this fit. I've done worse. It snug as a bug in the rug. That is a future problem where I'm going to open it up and I'm going to spill all them drills in the future at some point, because I'm going to forget it's so full. But yeah, so I have got, so far of my 26 to 26, I have got 14 paintings kitted up, 13 of which have been worked on. 3756 is not in there. So, and Elsa was the last one. I've done 13 of the 14 I've worked on. 3708 is not in there. So now it's 1st of July. I can work on her. 3348. 3348 is there. And so that's what I've been waiting for. So now that it's July, and because I do treat her as a Christmas canvas, like it's all about July, I can't, otherwise she goes to sleep again, and she will not be out until December. And I never get a whole lot of time to diamond paint in December because, you know, Christmas is just busy. So yeah, July is mostly going to be about her. But I said I would, so I didn't, I wanted to start her before I did my mid-year review. So I'm going to do my mid-year review next week, which would be what, like, well, I'll do it on Thursday, so second, so it'd be like the 9th of July. 3340, 334, no. And then I was saying, oh, I'll just do a whip and chat or something like that. Like that's 963 we've jumped to. I'll just do a whip and chat. And then it occurred to me that I could do this. I could actually, you know, do a post review and kit down for once. I don't usually bother. 963 is not there. 951 is there. So yeah, I thought, oh, I'll do this instead because I have to get dekit anyway. I need the storage. I need the storage for this badly. I cannot pretty much kit up much else at the moment. I have one small set of storage left, like one of these types. Got one set of storage left, and yeah, and that's it. And I want to avoid buying a lot of storage. I will end up buying more storage for 26, but like I say, I've okayed that in my head now because that's what I'm going to use after the fact for my spare storage. 945, not in there. 936, not in there. 927, not in there. 920, yes, in there. So yeah, I needed the storage. I had to dekit it. I thought I need a video, and I thought I might as well do it on camera, not be lazy. I don't know why I'm so bad at post reviews. I am. I can't be bothered. Like most of, you know, there's that whole thing. It's like, oh, here's the drills. This is what's left, and here's the trash. And because I don't personally care about those sorts of things, because even if you show how much trash you've got, doesn't mean that the next person will have more or less trash. Do you know what I mean? Or if they run out of drills or not, doesn't matter because the next person may or may not run out of drills. Like each kit is kind of individual in that sense. And I'm a very lazy person. But for this one, it's so pretty. Oh, I didn't say, look, I forgot about his nose. I'm terrible at doing post reviews. That's why I don't do them very often. So aside from all the extra ABs and the dust drills, I did replace his nose. That sounds terrible. I did replace his nose though. Hang on, let me just get this sticker off. With dust drills, and I kind of not recharted it. So these, obviously his nose was meant to be black, and I used the dust drills. Right, let me get this off. Let me show you. In fact, if I zoom in, then I don't have to disturb everything. Hang on. All right, let's go with that. So if you see, look, it's just these drills, like they're black, but the Forever Young dust drills, they're like the ones that they're not like Diamond Art Club's dust drills where the mica powder is the same colour as the drill underneath. They have like these kind of silvery ones, so it has turned it kind of like grey. Instead of being jet black nose, it's grey. But I wanted it to look like he had a wet nose, like a dog. But it meant that the red that was in here, like the highlight is red, it was darker than the black because they'd used it was this colour, this which is a sort of reddy brown. And so instead of being a highlight, it was a low light. So what I did was I found a red dust from that set, which is similar-ish to one of these reds, so it did fit with the painting, and I just changed it to that, because then that meant it was still highlight and not a low light. But yeah, he's got a super shiny nose. Right, anyway, let me get you back zoomed out. Right, that'll do. I have no idea what it was set on before, so like you might be closer now than you were before. Right, 893. 893, we've got 893. It's a lot easier when it's in these sets because I just open the pot. Just open the pot, pour them in, job done. But yeah, that's why we've got a rare post review. The only reason I like post reviews is if the one they turn into a kit down like this, so it's like a kitting up chat, but it's not, it's kitting down chat. But you know what I mean? Like everybody loves kitting up and kitting down. And also I like seeing the finished product, like what the diamond painting looks like completed. So I do watch for that, but it just means that half the time when I watch a post review, move that. I'm literally, if it's just a post review and not kitting down, then I literally like watch like a minute of it. Just I don't care about how many spare drills there were. Right, what's this? 814, which we do have. So yeah, that's why I don't do them very often, because I have to watch all of it. So it means I end up watching a video that I don't want to watch usually. But he was so pretty and so much fun, and oh, just like the colours are such a dopamine hit. It's just like, oh, it just works. I like Thaneeya. She right, 772, yes, like it's just fun. That's it. How would you describe Thaneeya? Fun. Just her art is just like fun. It's colourful and cheerful, and sometimes you just need a bit of colourful and cheerful in your life, don't you? You're not doing it to, you know, put it on the wall or anything like that. You do it to feel good. 747, which we do not have in there. 745 we do. Will it fit is the question, because this is quite a full pot already. Probably from my last dekitting. Also, I have not done a lot of my cross stitch conversion painting since the last time I did a little sort of mini kit up, because like the pots were getting really low, so I needed to top up the pots, and which I did. But I have not worked on it that much since then, so the pots have not had a lot of time to get run down. Put a lid on that, and there. Put that rubbish sticker over there, and where I'll probably drop it on the floor, and then it ends up stuck to my foot, and they'll be like, why is it on your foot? Right, 743, 742 we have. So yeah, it's we have just come out of a heat wave, and we got another one forecast already. So today is Wednesday. The heat wave finished on Sunday, was the worst, where it peaked. Well, no, Saturday was the worst, where it peaked. Sunday was still bad. Then Monday was the first day that was like I think 24, 25, which if you're on the other metric, then it's that was like mid-70s, down from mid-90s is what it peaked. Anyway, they're already saying the next one's coming. Right, 741. The next one is going to be starting potentially on Saturday. Saturday, I think we're at the moment in London forecast for 29 degrees. So to be a heat wave, it has to be 3 consecutive days at 26 degrees, I think it is, or higher in London. 26 or 27, I don't know, I can't keep track. It might have changed. We get so many heat waves now. They might have moved the bar up. 740. But yeah, so potentially the first day of the heat wave will be beginning at the weekend. Yay! What else have I been up to? Oh, I did also buy a Diamond Art Studio. Talking to Diamond Art Studio, they had a sale on. It was just a short one, so by the time you see this video, it will probably be, no, not from there, probably be over. 722, because it was only for a few days, because it was her birthday. It was the wrong side of 40 sale, which I love the name of that. 720, that's got a single, they've got a few drills in there that I was too lazy to deal with because they were static. So let's get them ones out first of all. That was a nice sale. They don't do those ones very often. So it was 20% off sale. My code only gives 10%. I think everybody's code only gives 10%, and the 20% is when they run a sale. and they only tend to run those big sales sort of maybe 3 or 4 times a year. And I like them big sales because you know what else it means? It's not, oh, interesting. So that's the same kind of sticker, and yet it would not come off. Get off. It means they're expecting a big delivery. We like those. It's like, I mean, it is. I already know it is because they've got a big, because they're such a small shop. They're they're a small business, so it's hard for them to hold on to a lot of stock for obvious reasons. They can't afford a big warehouse. I know they do have a storage warehouse. I'm not sure how big it is, but they're a small business, so it's probably not that big. So when they're ever expecting a big delivery, which they are, because they do pre-orders now for kits that they know that are going to be popular. They actually hold a pre-order session, and they're very transparent about it. They're like, right, do pre-orders now, and then as long as you get it in by your order in by this date, because this is when we're going to be sending the order to the supplier. And then when the order goes to the supplier, like she gives updates when they're printed and when they're getting on the container shipper and all this sort of thing. So you always know where your kit is, and it might be like 8 weeks away, but you always know where it is. 702, which I love. I do love their transparency. But anyway, they've got a big one coming in because it was all their, what do they call them, temperature charts for next year is included in that. So yeah, they've got quite a big shipment coming in, and that means they have to make room for it, and that means they have a 20% sale. So we do like the 20% sales, even if you're not buying anything from them. It also means that there's loads of goodies coming. That is not in there. 606, that is not in there. 603, that is in there. So yeah, so I bought something. I double dipped the bargain because they have something called a wonky section, which is usually just where they've got kits that taken a dink during shipping, and like so the box has been crushed or something like that. And I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that, and I trust this company. So I've still got one in. It's 3 in the lid. I don't think they would sell me something that was unpaintable, like that would show after the painting was done, or if they did have something that would show on the actual painting after it was done, they would tell me. They wouldn't just like slip in a poor second. So yeah, they had a painting in there that is a Helporio, and it's one that I've been putting off. I like, but I put off because I haven't actually done any of the Helporios. They're all high colour count kits, and I swear I heard something go then. Go on, you can fit. Oh, don't fall out. No, you're going to fit. I might have overdone this one. Oh no. And there's another one waiting for me to to pounce on me when I open the lid for 600. Yeah, so it's another high colour count. It's 192 colours. So it's called, it's the one that was called Rainbow Fields. I had one in the wonky set, and it's really big. I can't remember the size, but it is also a big painting. I'm like, why am I doing this? And the answer is because it was so cheap. So it was a discounted painting, 519. It's a discounted painting, and then because it was wonky, it was in a bad box, and 519. And then it had the 20% discount on. So I paid £38 for this, all in. No delivery charges, no extra taxes, £38, which is about, what's that in dollars? Maybe $50? A smidge over 50. And it is, yeah, such a bargain. Absolute bargain. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, so big, and there's so many colours, which I love. I love both, but I'm trying not to get too distracted from 26. I've already got some paintings on the way from Diamond Art Club from their anniversary sale. Do I really want to do this? But it's just like, such a bargain. £38. Like, when can you buy anything for like any sort of decently sized diamond painting for £38 that isn't like on one of these budget companies? So to be able to get proper licensed work for £38, high colour count, Get out. Did that fall in the box? It must have done. I do not see it. Sticker. So yeah, that is to come this week. I've had half of my Diamond Art Club anniversary sale paintings delivered. The others are still waiting. We're still waiting for dispatch. They was pre-order, so I knew it was going to be late. Can I fit any of these 310 in here? I might be able to fit some in there. Maybe I can do a bit in each. Oh, or I can just all try and put them all in that one and cause a problem. Right, I just need to find a few. I can do this. There we go. Oh no, they're all still stuck in the bottom. There we not go. Go. It needs to be able to shut. Right, no, that one's clipped, so I just need to get these handfuls of stuck drills with the static. I have not had static the whole time I've worked on this painting. Bizarre. Yeah, must be the humidity the last day or two after the hot weather broke. Right. Even though we haven't had any rain, I desperately need rain. I need it to cool down my roof. Look, there's still one in there. I can't leave it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. It's not in me. Like nothing escapes. No, not that one, because that one was really full. Let's do it back in this one. There we go. Yeah. There was still a rattle. Things could still move. I've done worse. Right, let's get this off. So yeah, I will do an unboxing. I don't do many unboxings these days. One, because I haven't been buying paintings. I've been very good. 304 is not in it. But I know also unboxings, they're a bit marmitey. Right, that's all of them ones done. Like, people don't always like unboxings. They're not interested. I can get that out. I'll move that over here. Up there. I'll move these back over here. And I get this into the normal one. Yeah, not everybody likes unboxings. Like the people who watch unboxings are usually people who are thinking about buying it anyway. Quite a limited market, to be honest. So right, let's how am I going to do this? I've got my spare bags there. Let's get them spare bags. Right, let's see first of all if I've got the bags. Now I must remember, because I started to put stickers on these bags, and then I was like, don't do that. It's because like the bags are just sitting there now, like unused until I get that number. So let's hope I've got 157. Yeah, so I can do this one. Get these in here. I will link below. I mean, like I say, I've got a video where I set up all this storage system. So if it is something that appeals to you and you like, you want the baggy system, then you can do this. And the tea boxes I got on Amazon. The bags I also got on Amazon. They're like the thick mylar, like they're so thick that they virtually stand up by themselves. She says as they don't stand up, but look, see what I mean? They're very, very thick bags. I highly recommend the bags, even if you don't use this system with the tea box and use that, the sort of traditional photo box. Like, where did that come from? Did I get that from there? The photo box, like what Rebecca uses. 211. Do I have 211? 211. I need a bag. Need a bag. Then I highly recommend these bags. So I will leave everything that I can think of link below. But when I transfer this, I will obviously do another video where I move to the other one. Obviously these stickers will be too big for that point, because I've been doing them on tops of like pots, so they have to be small, more like this. So I'll be redoing my stickers, but that's okay, because I've got to redo these stickers anyway. Like, not redo mine, but like make an alternative set, because these are based on an Avery labeled template, which I did not know is like, Avery is really, really famous brand of office stationery items over here, and it turns out that's not the case in the States. So I did link where to get the labels from on Amazon for when I originally did it for people in the States. And then someone contacted me and said, oh, they don't have them in stock anymore. And where else do you suggest? And I'm like, they're everywhere. And they're not everywhere. So 304. I can tell if I've got, I don't have to sort through the bags. I can tell if I've got the bags because the label will be missing. 304. So that is here. And there it is. So yeah, when I did the research, that's when I found out that Avery was not a big brand in the US, and that all Avery labels were like shipped from Europe. When if there was a seller on Amazon, they was usually in Europe, and they shipped them across. And the ones that didn't ship across and kept them in stock, they were super expensive. Oh my god, they were ridiculously expensive. Like who in their right mind would pay those kind of prices? And it was like 4 times the price of this. But I could also understand that the people in EU stopped wanting to export because the tariffs. Quite aside from the tariffs pushing up the prices, so not so many people would probably buy them because of that. But also, like there's so much paperwork. 608, 608, 608. Have I done that? 608. I need a bag. So I can understand why people stopped selling the labels on Amazon to the US people, and then the few that did, they've just absolutely ramped up the prices. So I wanted to do it, redo this template, but like with a stationery supplier that has these shaped labels in the US as well, and then both sets would be available. It's not like one takes over the other. They'll both be there. But now it looks like I'm going to be doing the third set, because if I have to do dinky ones, I don't know if the dinky ones if I could find it. Oh, there's a sort. If I could find, we'll find where 608 goes there. Then what was I saying? Oh yeah, if I could find a US template that would fit these pots, then that would kill 2 birds with 1 stone, wouldn't it? Yeah, same for that. I'm ready to do it, but I've just 743 next sheet. 743. We have 743. Where? Come to Mama. There you are. Yellow medium. So yeah, it should be easy to do, because I've done the thing that took the time with them ones was like doing all the research. Oh my, it took so long to cross-reference all the colours and like what was available still, what was modern DMC diamond painting colour. And yeah, it took so long. Right, 743 in there, and I've got all that information now, so I just need to reformat it. Easy peasy. I just need to find, I don't know what's going on. Like this year, I can't believe it's July for a start. Can you believe that? You should believe it. It is true. But yeah, it's just like, I know it's always, people, you always say it, didn't you? God, I can't believe it's this time already. But I really cannot believe it's this time already. Oh, hang on, 722. My pots are out of order. 722. Do I need to do that? I do. I need a bag. 722. Yeah, there was this thing. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a British quiz show, but I think it does go abroad and get franchised. So it's called QI, which stands for quite interesting. And it's one of these things that's like lots of sort of trivial facts, weird and trivial facts that, and also kind of stuff that you feel like you know the answer to, and it's not the actual answer. It's just like sort of urban myth, and the real answer is something else. And they have comedians on the panel, so it's always, It's like fun learning. And where was I going with this? I started something. Do you know what? I'm not. I don't. What was I going to say? I've completely lost the plot in describing what QI was. I've forgotten why I was going to say it was on QI 747. It was a quite interesting fact. Whatever it was, I'll have to. I do apologise. I will write it down, and next time I have a chat, I'll make that a mission to say what was quite interesting, and it'll probably be completely oh no, I remembered it. I knew I'd get there in the end. I don't know why. I always get sidetracked, and then I think, oh, I can't remember it. All right, stop. Let's go back to what I was talking about before, and then I remember what I was talking about before. Okay, so it was time flying, wasn't it? So on QI, this is where we're doing it. On QI, there was this thing about how time passes differently for people. So when you're young, it feels like time moves really slowly because you're impatient and you like kids, you know, you want to play on stuff and you can't. So it's just like end of school, yeah, 6:06. I missed this one as well. Yeah, and all that sort of thing. And when you get older, like time goes quickly. And they did this test thing where I thought, where was 6:08? Is this one of these ones? I don't think it was. What I've done with it? 6:06. See, this is why I do not like the system, because the minute one goes out of order, you cannot see 6:06. No, the sticker's definitely missing. I've moved. It's out of order, and then that's why I like being able to see everything in one go, like in a tray, because then doesn't matter if it's moved out of order. Look, there it is. I put it in the wrong place. I would not have that problem with a different system. I think I just have to have a different system that caters to my chaotic needs better. Anyway, so they did this test where they had, you know, kids there and adults there, and they asked them to like press a button or whatever for when they think 5 minutes had passed, and it was completely different. Completely different. In fact, the young, you know, outside of like kiddies who, like I say, are desperate for school to end, so it feels like it's going forever. 9:25. But young people in general, they could get it right. But like, so young kids was like it'd be ages. Sort of young people were like could kind of get it right, and then old people were all like just there. Yeah, they was completely off just because you're 9:27. That is here because your perception of how time passes is different. 9:27. Right, I did not look at the right sticker, did I? 9:27. Let's try that again. I have a bit of a number dyslexia because 9:27 is right there, and I need a bag for it. It was a lot more interesting on the show when the comedians were saying it than the laboured explanation that I gave. Anyway, yeah, can you believe it's July already? I think also there's this element of like as you get older, it's just like yeah, you become, I guess, a bit more conscious of the clock ticking. For one reason or another, you know, if you're a younger woman, you might be thinking about your biological clock and having kids, and then as you get older, you're like obviously you're thinking about retirement and what you're going to do later on in life. I don't know, but there must be some reason for it. Right, 936. I should have this one. 936. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Anyway, I did not mean to go off on that tangent. Get out. Why is static always the bane of my life? You know what I mean? This could be quite a quick process to get down. It was only 45 colours. And one of them I'll put to one side, the 3865, because I need a big bag for that. I'll just keep that completely separate. because that would not even fit in this box. I'll make a special box for big bags, like 310 as well. 945. Do I have this? 945. I need a bag. But yes, it's still the static product problem. Well, oops, that is wonky. I have that. There we go. So what else should I talk about? I didn't really think about it. You know, that always gets me in trouble as well, because I start talking on a tangent about something. It's just like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. And I think, oh, should I edit it out? And then inevitably it's like buried in the middle of things because I go off on these tangents. And because of that, it makes it really difficult to edit out anything that I say, because I'm talking about 3 things at once. And I'm like, well, guess I'm just going to say something stupid. Right, 963. We are nearly done though. 963. Look at the sticker sheet first. 963. Good job you did that, because I need a bag. Get that. I've been meaning to film as well my ASMR video, which I've never done before. I tell a lie. I've done an ASMR short. In fact, I think I might have done. I don't do many shorts, but I'm pretty sure 2 of them were like ASMR-ish. One might have been on my colouring channel though. 963. Like that. But I was talking about, you know, for the times where I'm feeling a bit sort of antisocial and don't feel like talking, because sometimes, you know, that I do not have the spoons to be social, and when that happens, it just means 7:21. It just means there's no video. But I knew I said about doing an ASMR and sitting out on my balcony, but between the hot weather and being feeling sociable enough to talk, I've not had the opportunity to do it. But I need to do it soon, or at least I do need to do it soon, because I live in London, so it would be like a London sounds video in the background while I'm also diamond painting, street sounds. But I also live opposite a school. I know in the States, I think most schools are probably broken up by now. 7:21. But in the UK, they're still going strong. So we have a few of them that are off school now because they're sitting their exams. So they don't have to go to school while they're sitting exams. They can go home, revise, just come in for their exams. 3825. But the regular kids, they're all still in school until it's more like, I think probably they've got about another 2 weeks or so. 3825. 3825. That's on that sheet. 3825. Pumpkin Pale. It's 3825. Because I do have all the official names on this sheet, on this label. Yeah, so if I want to get some with like the little ankle biters screaming and playing football or whatever they do to make noises that makes it sound like, that was just the bottom of the thing, chaos, then 3825. 3825. Right there. Then I need to do it soon. Thing is, even when it was hot, I couldn't have done it with the ankle biters screaming, because they shut all the schools. It was too hot. And for everybody who's like in the States going, huh? Why would you do that? Just because it's that hot? And it's not that hot. We have it hotter. 3823. And that's because we have no air conditioning in most of our stuff. It's certainly not in our schools. Like the school opposite me, giant Victorian building. In fact, I'm pretty sure it might have been a workhouse back in the days, back in Victorian times. Yeah, I'm sure I've heard that being said. So it does have big windows. So I'm not convinced, because workhouses were. So if you're not familiar with like what a workhouse is, Victorian workhouse was. It was basically the place where all the homeless people, you know, you was in debt and you couldn't eat, and yeah, so you went there and they made you work, and that was like your food and board. But obviously it was quite exploitative. So you go there and you work like an absolute beast, and then you was lucky to be fed. 3756. Anyway, no, three. Let's do that one. 3340. It was notorious for having small windows because they would try and fit as many people in as possible. I mean, it was one step away from the debtor's prison, to be honest, I think. 3340. 3340. The Victorian times was not a good time to live when it comes to quality of life, unless you was actually like rich. The class divide was very large. Just leave it at that. Right. 3340, which is apricot medium. To be fair, a lot of these names, they're not very imaginative. 3340, so that's back up here. Oh, there was one left. Oh. Okay. I can't do it. There was one drill. It had to be done. I'm like a miser. Talking of Victorians, I'm like Scrooge. Oh no! Look. I'll have to check now. I'll have to check all the other. Look, there's one in there. I never think to look at the inside of the lids, even though I was moaning about the static earlier. It was hiding behind the washi tape. Drop my lid in there. Come on. There's not even that many drills. Well, that's good. That's the first. It's always nice to have spare drills of a new colour. And I've got a few I'm doing. Because, in case you don't know, I do not diamond paint very quickly, which means my spare drills are not the biggest collection of spare drills. 3708, which I need a bag for. Melon light. I can see how it's come to that. So some of the names are interesting. Melon. Hot weather. That's a good time for melon, isn't it? Watermelon. Oh, that could be my emoji. Get out. Yes, food. Right, okay, so I'm going to say it now. I'm near the end. It's not quite the end, but it's near the end. 3708. Is that going to be at the front or is that going to be at the back? It can be at the front. Yes, if you are here and still watching, then I would appreciate an emoji of a melon of some kind. Don't know, presumably a watermelon. I don't know if you can find it by the slice or a whole melon or some kind of melon. If you cannot find melon, I like saying that word. 3756. Oh, that's got a bag. 3756. Let me think. If you cannot find a melon, just any kind of fruit cocktail. 3756. I'll have that as my emoji for the week. In there. You'll notice that I don't give much two hoots to see whether they colour match. It's just like I take the view that if I need spare drills, then who knows which shade of blue I might need. So I'll just pour them in the tray and fish them out. That is the easiest way. 3857. Do I have 3857? I do not, so it's going to be in here. 3857. Get in there. I didn't even think about bringing a static sheet or anything like that. I didn't. It wasn't staticky. How rude. Well, you're not staying. I mean, I know you think you're staying in there, but you're not going to stay in there. And you can lid two in the lid. Right. Do you know what that'll do? 3, 8, 5, 7. Get in there. Right, lid on. Lid on. And let's look at this glorious boy for one last time. So here he is again. Thaneeya from Diamond Art Studio. 40 by 40. Absolutely glorious. I can highly recommend this painting if you enjoy the bright colours. Like, the dopamine hit is real, and it was just so much fun. And still in stock. I do have my discount code for it as well. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate a thumbs up on the way out the door. And yeah, maybe we'll think of a name for him as well. What would you call him? But not Rudolph. We can't have Rudolph. That name's taken. Take care and see you all again soon. Bye for now. Bye.